What's up YouTube, JL Fulks here, welcome back to the channel. So ever since I moved to Nashville, my plan was to start building a little home studio where I could start tracking guitars, do guitar lessons, do session work, YouTube videos, all kinds of different things. And basically what I've always wanted is a little place to just go and be creative and be able to get any kind of guitar tones that I want. And the hardest problem with building a studio in an apartment or a townhome is basically not being able to mic up guitar amps loud and get the good tones that you want. So one way I was able to start tracking guitars in my apartment was I started using guitar plugins, and I discovered a really awesome company called STL Tones, and they make some of the best guitar plugins out there. They have some awesome profiles and awesome packs that you can get from famous producers. But they got me by for a really long time, and I still use them a lot. But there's nothing like the sound of a real guitar amp. So I recently discovered an awesome company and an awesome guitar amp that I knew was going to be a game changer for me from the start. I was on Instagram and checked out a couple of my really good friends that are pretty big session guitar players here in Nashville. And they've been using an amp called a Revv G20 on a lot of their sessions lately. And I was thinking like, man, that's a pretty awesome looking amp. It's a small amp. It's a little lunchbox. And I'm going to go check out some YouTube videos on it. So I did a ton of research on this amp and watched a ton of videos, and I discovered that they have another amp called the G20, which is the twin brother of the Revv D20. Basically, this is the same amp as the D20, but instead of just having the clean tones, you also have some overdrive options as well. So you have a dirty channel and a clean channel, plus a ton of other channels that really make this amp totally versatile. The thing that makes this amp a game changer for me is it's got the 2Notes audio engineering software built inside the amp. So basically you've got a Torpedo 2Notes built inside the amp. If you're not familiar with the Torpedo, basically it's a virtual cabinet simulator, so you don't have to mic up a cabinet and get your guitar amp really loud. Having that built inside the amp, that was a win-win for me, and I immediately bought this thing. Alright, so looking at the front of the G20, we have an input, gain, treble, mid, wide. You can turn that on or off. Bass. And right here we have the option to change this to 4 watts or 20 watts. Next we have the volume for the amplifier. Here we have the channel button. Right now it's on clean, lights up blue. When it turns to red, you're on the dirty channel. When the light is off here, that's just pretty clean kind of dirt. Hit the aggression switch, turns blue, gives you a little more dirt. Hit it one more time, and then you're in full aggression mode. Then you have your preamp right here. You can choose to cut it on or off. And then here we have the store button where we can store different presets. We have a headphone jack, a level for the headphones. And then right here we have the different cabinet switch. And when you switch to the different positions, the software changes as well. You can see the amps change, and from reverb to no reverb. Then we have a standby switch and the on and off switch. Now we're looking at the back of the G20. Here we have the input for the power cable, a fuse, cabinet lighting, MIDI in. This is the USB. This is where you connect your computer for the 2Notes software. Here you have a ground. You can change that as well. Here we have our balance output. So it's just an XLR into your audio interface if you want to go straight into the 2Notes software and use the virtual cabinets. Then we have the foot switch input right here. Apparently they make a foot switch for this, so definitely looking forward to getting that in the near future. Then we have our effects loop, return and send, and then speaker here to actually hook up a cabinet. And then you can go internal load or speaker, and yeah. So now I'm going to plug it in and show you guys some different tones and the different features of this amp. Alright, so now I've got my Revv G20 going directly into my Focusrite audio interface. Just goes in directly with the XLR cable. There's an input on the back of the amp, and yeah, you just run the cable right into your audio interface. Here on my laptop, I've got my virtual cabinets pulled up, the 2Notes remote software. It's a free software to download. You register your Revv with the software, and you're able to go within a couple minutes. Pretty awesome. But one thing that's really cool about this amp is you have a switch here, rotary switch, I guess, of 6 different options for virtual cabinets. So these are presets that are already built inside the amp, but you can go in the software and change them to any presets you want. There's a ton of different cabinets, and even more cabinets that you could pay for, along with a ton of different mics, and you have different rooms. Like right now it's on a cathedral, but there's studio rooms and concert halls, all kinds of different things. And the reverb's not too bad on the software. It's actually pretty good. So right now I've got my Heritage H150, so this is basically like a Les Paul. And I've got some clean tones pulled up. One cool option on this amp is you have this wide button, and you press that and it gives you a little more low end, and I think a little more mids too. Now I can go into the program here and add a little more reverb, hitting the ambience button here, bring the reverb up. So some really awesome clean tones right out of the box. But one thing that makes this amp really cool is you can hit the channel button here. Now you have some overdrive. Now we're going to hit the wide button on the overdrive channel. And if that's not enough drive for you, you can hit the aggression button on here, and it turns blue. Then you have one more option. Hit that aggression button again, and it goes red. Great for drop D too. But tons of options there, and a great amp for metal and rock guitar. It's a totally awesome amp. So one thing that's awesome about the D20 and the G20 is the clean channel is an awesome platform for guitar pedals. And a lot of session guys here in Nashville I've seen use the D20 just because the cleans are just so great, and they can plug up any pedals and get the exact tones that they want. The clean on the G20 is a little bit different than the D20 from what I've seen as far as tone comparisons on YouTube, but I gotta say the clean is very versatile. One thing that's kind of a bummer about the G20 compared to the D20 is on the G20, you can't increase the amount of gain on the clean channel, so you have to rely on a pedal. Like I have a clean boost here that does that job really great, but that's kind of a bummer about the clean channel. But other than that, everything's pretty much the same as the D20, and it's a great platform for pedals. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the different tonal options you can get out of this amplifier. I'm going to play through 3 different guitars, a Telecaster, a PRS, and a Les Paul, and just show you some of the clean tones and some of the more distorted tones as well. Alright YouTube, so that is my Revv G20. I hope you dug the video. I definitely recommend this guitar amp to anybody out there. It's just a great all-around guitar amp, and the D20 is awesome too. Be sure to check that one out. It's a little bit cheaper. I got this amp for about $1,400, and I got it from Sweetwater, and it was here in a couple days. Really did a great job with the shipping. And this color, the purple, is a Sweetwater exclusive, so you can only get this color through Sweetwater, but they do make this amp in white and black. I almost got the white one, and I almost got the black one, but I like the purple. I thought that was pretty cool. Anyways, if you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I do a ton of different demos and reviews and guitar covers and original music and tour vlogs, all kinds of different things. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!